make a new. So this is what we're doing right now is we're going to go over, let me make sure that this is recording. Okay, perfect. We're going to go over inheritance. So I'm going to make, and what I want you to do as well, and you can follow along, is I'm going to make a new class. There we go. A new Java project. I'm going to call this son. Okay. Does it have a son? I do. Let me delete this one real quick.
Oh, I have son. How do I have son and tester? I don't know. Continue.
Okay, no worries. Okay, so I'm going to go to new Java project, son, but S-O-N, not S-U-N. S-O-N.
Okay.
S-O-N. Finish. And then I'm going to create one new class, and I'm going to call this class son. All right. Son typo already exists. Oh, son one. Actually. Oh my goodness. I'm going to do another one called father. Okay, finish. And I'm going to make a new class called father. Okay, good. Alright, so here we go. So I have a class called father. Now, when we have a father, what are some state variables that father would have?
An age.
Okay, so we'll say, what would that be?
Int.
Now notice it's a private int,
Yep.
age, okay?
A height. A name.
Okay.
String name.
So we'll start off with that. String name. How about this? Private age, string name. We'll do that. So private int age and string name. So we have those two, right? Now what we're going to do is, what does the constructor do again?
The constructor, oh god, I know what it is.
What is the purpose of the constructor?
For
Three words.
Oh, something global variables. It's with an I.
You got it. Initialize.
Initialize.
Okay, so what is the signature of my constructor going to be?
It's going to be father, so like public father.
Very good. Public father.
Whatever it is inside.
So we're going to just say int age, string name.
Yeah.
Okay? Now, one mistake that it's not really a mistake, but one thing I have right now, what can you spot in my code that's wrong? I'm missing something, and I did it on purpose.
You missed the private.
Very good. Very good. I'm missing private. So what I want you, okay, so now, how would I initialize these variables? Noting that they have the local variables, which are these.
This dot age
Perfect.
equals age.
Perfect.
And this dot name equals name.
Perfect. Okay. Now, okay, so this is the constructor. Okay? And what is something that the father can do?
Go to work.
Okay, so we're going to make a method. And what we'll do is, let's say has job.
Okay.
So first things first. I want two getters. What would be the full method of my getters? And what I want you to do is I want you to type these here. And I want you to talk it out as you're saying it.
For my getters?
Yep, for your getters. What would they be?
It would be public int get I'll do this. Get age. And then you don't need anything.
Perfect.
And then the next one.
What are we returning?
We are returning age.
Go ahead. Beautiful.
And then the next one is public string get name return name.
Beautiful. Good job. Okay, so now so we have those, and what else did we want to do? You said that we wanted to have a work method.
Yeah.
So what I want you to do is go ahead and add a work method. Any return type is fine. Just go ahead and just type in like a job or something like that.
Don't we usually do it like this and then?
Okay, Boolean void. And what we'll do, put a print statement in here, just saying this dad works. Perfect. Okay, great. So now what I want you to do is right here in father, I want you to go ahead and make a tester class. Let's name it tester. father tester is fine. Make sure you put the check in the public static, and I want you to create an object following the same parameters as that class, as the father class. So make 2 father objects.
Okay.
Nope. Make 2 father objects. Father, whatever, equals new father.
Oh, I got you. Yeah, I got you. Father age equals new age.
Nope. Equals new father.
Oh.
You're making an object. So you need to get this terminology down. And it's good that we're recording this because I'm going to upload this.
Father.
Now here's the problem. Take a look, Eden. You have an error. Go back to father.
Yes.
The constructor is also the rules for how you create the object. Equals new father int age string name.
Oh, so you have to put
if
them
you go back
together.
to here, you have to follow and put in parameters. Here, go ahead and just go to here. Leave that there for now.
Oh, okay. It's fine. I'm here.
And just say father. Okay, It wants int age and string name. So go ahead and put like 35. No, put in a number.
Oh.
And these values are going to be passed and put in a name. Okay, and we'll just call this Bob, so that we know it's Bob.
I was gonna say not. You don't
wanna
put
make it
age here, but this is like father. It would be like father 1.
Yeah, exactly. And go ahead and make another object completely
I
separate.
understand. Father 2, new father 44, copy. You're not 44 clearly, but I'm just using it now.
Perfect. Okay, so I'm going to take control real quick.
Yep.
And what I want you to realize is this, and this terminology. What I just told you to do was create an object out of the class you made. So when you create an object, you use it from the father class.
Yeah.
So again, this is the constructor. The purpose of the constructor is to initialize state variables, but it's also the rule on how you are initializing your object. So the constructor says in order to make an object out of this class here, in order to make an object, you must have an age variable being passed
and a name.
and then some type of string variable being passed. So here, when you created the object, father, you call the class, this is the object name now, equals new. So again, imagine this is like saying public.
Right.
Public father. Now it's like your constructor.
Right.
Father 35 gets passed to here, and then it initializes this variable. Bob gets passed to here, which then initializes this variable. Now, if we take a look at father 1, it has get age, get name, and has work.
Right.
Right? So it has all of those. So if I just say has work, and I run this code right now, let me run this. There you go, and all the errors will go away. If we look at our console, this dad works. What it did is, it called upon here.
Got it.
So if I now do this, so we're going to just do 2 ones to just test our methods. Okay? And we're going to say father1 dot get name. I think you capitalized everything.
Sorry.
That's okay. And we're going to just copy this.
Get.
We're going to do it for father 2. These 2 objects don't know each other exist. Now when we run this, we look in our console, Bob and Javi. Bob was the name that got initialized here. Javi got initialized here.
Got it.
Okay? So what we have done is we passed our values into here, string name. Okay? Now, some people do this. Take a look. So what we're going to cover right now, so that was just simple. Constructor, passing to the constructor, getters, standard methods, calling upon our methods, initializing our variables. This was kind of a good review for this video to start off with. So now what we're going to do is we're going to deal with toString, the toString method.
Yeah.
So let's take a look what happens here. Sys out, and say I just say father1. Oops, I got to do this. Sorry about that. And I say father1. Okay, notice there's no error.
Right.
But take a look what happens in the console. I get this nasty thing right here.
Right.
Okay, this encrypted data. You're trying to print out an object.
You can't print out an object.
You can't print out an object. And so the easiest way to look at the toString is it's this overridden method. but it's a special type. When we say override, don't mix it up with overriding.
Right.
It's an override method that says when you try to print this, I'm going to print out whatever you have designated to print out in the toString method.
Right.
So going back to you. So what we're going to do now is we're going to fill out this toString method.
Okay.
So we're going to say public string toString.
So public toString.
Public string. This is a method, so it needs a return type.
Is that how you do it? toString.
Okay. Public string toString. Perfect. Now the only reason it's an error is because we haven't put in a return statement. So what we're going to do now, the return.
Is this
So
this
what
where
are
you
s-
put the age, like the?
So hold on. So what we're going to do is what this string method is doing is this is going to spit whenever we call upon, whenever we just print whatever object we've created. It's going to technically call on the toString method.
Okay.
Okay. So what you're going to do now is this. We're now in late. There might be we might have to use this keyword called @override.
Yeah.
But newer versions of Java we may not have to. So let's just make sure that it works. So what we're going to do is we're going to hit return.
Okay. I'm gonna write return.
Or return. Return.
And then.
And what we're going to say is this. Open up quotes. And we're going to say this father's name is. And concatenate. Don't use a quote. Don't use that. Just get rid of the colon. You don't need to do that. Space. Quotes. There you go. Plus.
Get name.
Not get name. You can choose the get name. And that's a good thing. You can always choose get name. But
Age.
no.
This
Just
age.
call on name. The variable. We're in that class, so we can call on name.
Got. Oh. So you do super dot name or
We're going to
super.
do. Nope. You're jumping ahead.
But if you're changing your class, is what I'm saying. So if you're just in a different class below it.
Right now, no.
Okay, we're
You're
here.
confused with super, so let's just get rid of the toString. So this father's name is plus, and then this father's. So put and this father's age. So and put an and at the beginning, and just go ahead, yeah, and. Okay, and this father's age is plus age. Okay, so now save it. Command S. Go to father tester. So now take a look what happens when we print it. This father's name is Bob, and this father's age is 35. Go ahead and do a print statement and print out father 2.
Can I just do that?
Yeah, or nope. There you go. Yeah, never mind. This father's name is Javi, and this father's age is 44.
Got it.
So what the toString does is for people, and this is useful when you have an array list.
Okay.
What does an array list hold?
Objects.
Objects. You're exactly right. What if I want to print out those objects? If I just print out what's in there with no toString method, I'm going to get a list of encrypted data.
Right.
Just like what you saw. But if I add a toString, and every time an object gets put in there, that toString is also put in there with that object.
Got it.
When I print out an array list object, guess what?
It'll give.
Boom! It prints it out.
Right.
That's what happened with your classes. Like with that class schedule. We added a toString to that object, and what was happening is that toString was being attached to every object putting in the course list.
Yep.
And that's what allowed it to print out nice and neat.
Got it.
Okay? So now what I want you to do is this. In this class.
Yes.
So go ahead, go back to the father tester, because we're going to now, so that is the toString. And again, go back to it real quick. Go back to the father tester. And again, what a toString does is it just prints out what you want, like the variables or something that you want to print
From
out.
an object.
When an object is called to be printed. We can print some object.method object, but if we actually print the object itself, that is what the toString does.
Okay.
Okay, so go back to here, father tester. So I'm going to give you a little, not a mini quiz, but a little mini exercise that I'd like you to do.
Yep.
Get rid of the get rid of the father print statements. Get rid of all the print statements.
Okay.
And the father one.has work. Okay, now here's your little mini assignment. What I want you to do is take 2 minutes, and I want you to make an array list of father objects. I want you to make an array list of father objects. So you're going to have to decide where you're going to make that array list. Mm-hmm. And then what I want you to do is I want you to add both of these fathers to that array list, and then I want you to use a loop to print out all the contents in the
I'm
array
so
list.
scared.
So you got this. So an array list, okay, listen up again. And you got this in the recording so that you can hear it. I want you to print out or create an array list that holds father objects. Add those two fathers that you've already created to the array list. Then use a for loop or any type of loop to cycle through the array list and print out the contents. You have 2 minutes.
Oh my gosh. I don't even know if I remember how to make the array list thing.
Hint, it needs the carets, remember?
The what?
It needs those brackets. Array list, one word. Set timer for 1 minute, 50 seconds.
I don't know what.
Alright, here we go.
I have no idea what I'm doing.
Okay, so I'm going to take over right now.
Please.
Okay, so again,
Awful.
move your computer, move over to the side. Just go ahead and shut your computer. We're going to work on this one. Okay, so to repeat what this said, what the project was the project said create an array list of father objects. That's the first thing I told you.
Yep.
So what we're going to do, array list father, and we're going to say pops. Those will be, well, pops is a good name, equals new array list father. And that is the signature that you have to memorize. And this wants us to import array list, so we'll just go ahead and do that. Okay, so now everything's good to go. So what we're doing now is array list father pops equals new array list father.
Yep.
Then I told you to go ahead and add father1 and father2 to the array list. So now I'm going to just say pops.add father1 and then
Pops.add
father2. So, father2, perfect. All right, so I have both of these there. So again, not add all. I hate how it's, after I do add, it keeps doing add all on this. I don't know why. Okay, so what's happening now is this. I've got this array list here, pops.add father1, father1 has gone into this array list. Father2 has now gone into this array list. So the size of our array list is now how many objects?
2.
2 objects. So now, okay, so we have 4. Int, we're going to say j, or int I, equals 0. I is less than, now this is an array list, so with an array we can use dot length. But with an array list, we have to use dot, do you remember it? Size. Perfect. So our pops, dot size. So I do this, pops.size, and then I++. Okay? And then all I want to do is sys out, and I'm going to say Now here's the thing. I can do, what do I do? Pops dot. How do I get the value of the first object in the array?
Index.
Nope. That returns an index. Index of.
Character.
Nope. That returns character.
First value.
So we have certain array methods.
Oh, substring.
Nope. So this is an array list of father. Okay? You're thinking of string methods and stuff like that. Think of the array list methods. Now you've learned a few. You've learned dot add. You've learned dot remove. You've learned dot index of, which will get the index of an object. Dot contains.
Dot index of?
Not dot index of. It gets. So what we want to do is, this is one that is probably the most important for the AP.
Okay.
Pops dot get. And we're going to say I.
That's it.
What happens when you say get is this is now the entire first value of the array. So if I run this now, take a look what happens. Father's name is Bob and this father's age is 35. This father's name is Javi and this father's age is 44. Dot get is an array list method that basically now that entire value of that, so at this point where I equals 0,
yeah,
get 0, it's basically saying you are the first entire object of the array.
Got it.
You are now the second object of the array when you iterate through it.
Got
So
it.
dot get is basically the same thing as saying, like let's say it was just an array and we did rooms I. It's the same thing as saying like that thing index of.
Okay.
Dot get. Again, this now absorbs or becomes the entire element. That is the entire object. So for example, dot get I, let's say it was a string, let's say this was of strings, then I could do dot substring.
Right.
Because this is the same thing as now saying X, the whole thing is X.
Right.
Then we could do dot substring or something like that, or dot equals,
Sure,
etc.,
sure.
etc. So boom, then you can work off that.
Yeah.
But the key thing is dot get pulls everything from the list.
Right.
Okay?
Okay.
So, what I also want you to do, read chapter 43 on ArrayList.
On Blue Java.
And Blue Pelican,
Blue-
BPG. Blue Pelican does a phenomenal job, and the guy has written a table of the 6 ones that you need to know, and they just make sense.
Okay. Great.
Dot add, dot remove, dot clear,
Dot equals.
you could use dot equals, you're right, because it's an object. Dot index of,
Dot get.
dot get.
Okay.
Okay? You also need to know dot add with 2 parameters, because what dot add with 2 parameters does is it adds the object at a certain index, bumping everything over. And then there's dot set with 2 parameters. That overrides what's there,
Got it.
but the array list stays the same size.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
So now, so what this has done, we've covered the array list a little bit, and what we're going to do now is we're going to come back to here, okay? And what we're going to cover right now is inheritance. Here you go.
Another little class.
Inheritance is, so you're just going to stay here. So the first thing that we're going to do is this. Get rid of public
Okay.
on the class. Okay? Now, inheritance is basically this. When we make programs.
Yeah.
So think of car. Car has a tire, or has 4 wheels, has an engine, has a yada yada. Let's say a Honda Accord.
Okay.
There's the LX, there's the EX, there's the sedan or the IS or whatever. There's all these different models. The one thing they all have in common, they all have 4 doors, they all have the same cubic foot engine, okay, etc., etc. But what happens is, I want to make different models. Now, some fancy car companies like Ferraris, every individual car is individually made. That's a lot of work, and that's why they're so expensive. But with like a Ford, for example, let's say this one I want to have navigation. I can make an object out of the car and really, become more distinct.
Okay.
Becomes more, descriptive. You have to look at it this way. A father is, in this case, in our class right here, a father is a generic person.
Okay.
We're going to use something called an is-a relationship. Okay?
Oh yeah, this
So
is
go
what
to
you were
the
saying.
end.
The has a
Yeah,
is
there's
a.
a has-a. Now, a has-a is used for interfaces.
Got it.
An is-a is used for inheritance. So we're going to go to the end at 30. Go to line 30. We
Okay.
want to be completely outside of the class. Now, I'm giving you a heads up, so for the recording,
Yep.
if you ever have an issue where you're getting an error,
Yep.
what a lot of people do is they go to line 28.
Yep.
Click on line 28. They start their new class inside the class,
That's-
and they forget to put it outside, so they get an error.
So-
So always remember to be outside the class. So 29, if you go to 29, you're completely outside
I feel like
of the father class.
I feel like I should go like this.
Yes, end of father class. Just say end of father class. Perfect.
Okay.
Okay, you're doing a great job so far.
Yay. Okay.
Okay. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna create a grandfather class.
Okay. So class.
Mhm.
And we'll give the
We're
student.
gonna stay right. No, not yet. Don't jump too far. Is a grandfather a father?
Yeah.
Is a father a grandfather?
Yeah.
Not always.
No. True.
So that's why when I wanted to start at son,
Oh.
is a father a son? Yes.
Yes.
Is a son a father? Not always.
Okay.
So you see how the relationship works up?
Yeah.
A high school, okay, let's say we have an elementary, or let's say we have a student. And then I go from student to high school student. Is a high school student a student?
Yeah.
Is a student a high school student? Not necessarily. And then let's say we have a college student. Was a college student a high school student?
Yeah.
Were they a student?
Yeah.
Is a student a college student?
No.
Not necessarily. So you see how the inheritance works?
So
You're inheriting from your mom.
so student would be the large class.
Student would be
The first
student
class.
would be the vaguest class.
Got it.
And every time you inherit, you become more descriptive.
I understand. So, the next
this is vague.
the
This
next
one's gonna
the
be
next private thing that we have is something that is specifically
Yes.
for the grandfather.
So what we're going to do now is this. We are going to inherit. Because grandfather should be able to do everything that the father can do. But also more. Like, for example, a discount at Denny's.
Yeah.
You know,
Let's do that.
So,
Private.
slow down. Slow down. What inheritance? Right now, grandfather has inherited nothing.
Okay.
We need to use a keyword.
String. Two string.
Extends.
Oh.
So inside the class signature after grandfather,
Yep.
you're right here on line 30.
Ex-
Class grandfather extends father. Now don't worry about the error. I'll explain that in a second. The rule is class. This is the superclass. The father is superclass. The grandfather is the subclass. The signature goes. The subclass always inherits from the superclass. Subclass extends superclass.
okay.
Subclass extends superclass.
Okay.
Now, what I'm going to show you right now is we're going to go over a couple of rules of inheritance, and this is all you need to know for the AP.
Okay.
Any other, I'm saying this on film, any other usage of the rules of super and etc. is a waste of time
Okay.
unless we get to methods. But for right now, to make this work. Now, one rule of inheritance, which is weird. You cannot access or you cannot inherit private variables.
Mm.
So we have private int age and private string name.
Okay.
Okay? Those are two variables. Technically, we inherit them. But for example, we have just inherited. But technically, you see how I have a get name?
Yeah.
When everything's correct, if I go grandfather.getName, it'll call that name. It'll actually call the name. If I do grandfather.getAge, it'll actually call that age.
Yeah.
It works beautifully. Okay? It works great. But what I want you to do, just for right now, we're going to get rid of the getName method. The public string getName.
Can I just go like that?
Yeah, you can avoid it. Yeah, go ahead and just comment it out. We're going to just get rid of that just for now. So go back to the grandfather class. Okay,
Yep.
so step 2. If the superclass has a constructor, then the subclass also must have a constructor, and you must construct the variables in the same way that they did it in the superclass. So go ahead and push public grandfather. Open parentheses, int age, string name, but I'm also going to add you have you do something else as well. Push enter. Go to line 30 and push enter. We're going to add. Go ahead and go to here. Go to Boolean retired. Okay? And what you're going to do,
private or no?
Boolean retired. So that's what we're going to do now is this. So here's the thing. We're going to keep this here. This variable retired. Father has no idea it exists. We've become now really specific in grandfather. So now go ahead and go inside there. Go, no. We're going to use this information to initialize this. So now we use the keyword super.
Oh.
Go ahead and type in super. Or duper. Super duper. Yay! And what you're going to do is super or super, open parentheses. And what you're going to do is, inside the parentheses, you're going to write age, comma, name. And semicolon at the end, and you'll see everything will be fixed now. Boom. Here's why. What super is saying is this. Super has something that's really kind of, it's cool. What it's saying is this. Super age, name, yada, yada, yada. What super does is says, okay, I can't inherit these variables, but the methods that I'm using, use them.
Right.
Because I'm inheriting these public variables, they need to be able to call on these variables. So I'm going to make age, I'm going to initialize age the same way that I did up here. I'm going to initialize name with this variable. Now you can mix them up. It doesn't matter the order they go in.
Right.
But you can mix them up. So age is going to go here. You just have to follow the format. You see how this is int and string?
Yep.
Super has to follow the same thing, int and string.
Okay.
What super does, and I'm recording this, so you are initializing the private variables in the way that they were initialized in the superclass. And again, you're going to get this recording so you can listen to it again and again. That's all you need to know for super. Now we need to initialize Boolean.
Okay.
So what we're going to do is go ahead and push enter.
Yep.
And we're going to say if age is greater than 65, or equal to, age is greater than or equal to 65, and just say Boolean equals false. Else, or Boolean or retired equals true. Else, retired equals false. Clean it up. You have a semicolon. You got to change age 65. Clean it up. There you go. No, retired. There you go. Where are you making error?
No, not here.
Nope. Okay. Let me see. Let me take a look and see just real quick at the constructor. Okay. That's fine. Oh. Retired equals true. Else retired equals false.
My bad.
It's okay.
And then don't forget the semicolon.
Yeah, I got it. Okay. So now, based on whatever, so what I want you to do now is this. I want you to create an object.
Okay.
So, or what I want you to do now is create a grandfather object.
Okay.
And this is where we're going to go over something. Go ahead and go, and this is where it's going to, super is going to make a little bit more sense. And our inheritance is going to make more sense.
Okay.
Perfect. Okay. Now, go back to the superclass
Yep.
for grandfather, and I want you to do a get retired method.
Okay.
And then I want you to print out whether or not they're retired. You got your getters down, which is good. Hold on, go down.
Is this because it's a Boolean? Like return true?
No. Ah, you're still inside your constructor.
Oh, my bad. Wait, what?
Yeah, you're still inside your constructor. There we go.
Got you. We need to be here.
Yeah, there you go. Now it's all good.
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay,
Okay.
go to your tester class.
Yeah.
Run it. I want to be...
Oh, I have to print it.
Yep. Yeah, just do a sys out real quick.
How do you do it? Sys.
Sys out and then hit control space. Sys out, get rid of that parentheses. Oh, there you go. Sys out, control space.
Control space. Ah, look at that.
Okay, there you go. And then do
Get dot gpaw.
GPA1. You called them GPA1. No, GPA1. You always start with the object name first, and then dot.
So I don't
You're
need
right,
to do
dot.
Okay.
And then you can even pull up all your methods. So go for get retired. Is right there, the fourth one down.
Oh.
There you go. See how I inherited it? Now run. Run it again. Perfect. So see how it says true?
Because I put 66.
6, exactly. So change it to 56.
Oh.
No, it's fine.
1 second.
Change it to 56.
Okay.
Run it again. False. No. See how it's false? Beautiful. Okay, so now, here's where inheritance, this is what I was talking about. Now, we got rid of this get name.
Yeah.
Now, what I want you to do right now is also do this. Go back to this tester.
Yeah.
And go ahead and copy this.
Uh-huh.
Okay, paste it.
And do get
And
name.
I want you to do get age. Not get rage.
Oh.
Okay, run it now.
Yeah.
Now, here's the thing that's funny. Remember I told you that inheritance does not inherit private variables or methods.
Right.
Yet I was able to use it. That's really funny.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if you inherit methods that use those variables, like I said, you don't inherit. So it's unfair to say that you don't inherit them. You don't inherit them. What you don't inherit is access to them. Try, now watch this. Go back to your, right after the get retired method.
Yeah.
Try doing a getter for get name here. We initialized it. Do a get name here. Let's see what happens.
Okay.
You can always, copy paste this if you want to. It's going to do
It's
it.
okay.
Okay, good. Public string get name. And hit save, command save. You have an error. Not gonna work.
Because it's in the private, it's private constructor.
Yeah, so what's happening is this. If this get name right here was uncommented, you'd be fine. But because when you inherited it in the inherited class, you have not inherited access. If there are methods that you've inherited that access them, great. Those are your middlemen. That's what you're going to use. But if you try to do something if you try to make a method that inherits a private variable or that tries to access an inherited private variable, big no-no.
Right.
Not going to work.
Right.
And as you can see, scroll down, that's what happens here.
Got it.
So, boom, sucks, we're done. Now what I want you to do also is this.
Should I delete it?
No, uncomment this one.
Okay.
So again, what I just showed you was an example of inheritance and the rules that you need to know. So before we move on, again, one of the things is this. We do not get, we do not inherit private variables. We do not inherit private methods. We do not, and it's not necessarily that we don't inherit them, we don't inherit the access to them. If we have a method, such as the getAge or the getName, that is designed to access a private variable, and it's public,
Yeah.
that does it for us. We're all good to go.
Okay.
Okay? As you saw when we tried to create something to access a variable,
Right.
we cannot do that. In terms of the constructor, if a superclass has a constructor, the subclass must have a constructor.
Sure.
Now, if you take a look, we added our own state variable, a new one that's specific to father. Super says, okay, you take the variables, and again, these you can put these in any order you wanted. Maybe say you did string name int age. It doesn't matter how you pull them in. How you initialize them
is what matters.
Yeah, so this one took age first, then string.
Right.
You just need to make sure that you put in an int and a string in that order.
Got it.
Then do whatever the hell you want.
Right.
Okay, does it make sense?
Yes, absolutely.
All right, so now what we're going to do is this. So we have public string get name, yada, 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 public boolean get retired. Okay, so that's good. So covering all of that, so we've gone over inheritance. We've gone over an array list. We've gone over the toString methods on how to print things out.
So I do a toString.
I want you to print out a toString. Go ahead and get rid of that get name. We're going to get to that in a second. Go ahead and get rid of it for right now. Make sure you get rid of that closing bracket. Perfect. That's good. Go ahead and make a toString, and then I want you to just print out the grandfather. And again, make the toString anything you want. Most of the time, a toString is used to print out the contents of what the variables are. Okay? Set timer for 1.5 minutes. It was fun. Don't use super.get age.
Just age.
Here's the question. Here's the question.
Yeah.
Okay. You can't access age. You can't access name. Do you have access to any methods that can get us the edge? No.
Oh.
You've inherited methods. Use them. Get age. Get name.
That's what I had before. Oh, I can just put them
You
though?
can just put get age.
Oh, I got
Get
you.
age, open parentheses, close parentheses. Don't add super. You're messing yourself up with super. You got to put the open parentheses and close parentheses.
Oh, that's why they're not working. I understand. Okay. There we go.
Killing me, girl.
There we go.
Okay.
Look at that.
Okay, no, but you got to
I have
print.
to
You got to
print
print out in the tester.
Okay, we're printing.
Do it outside the for loop.
Like,
There you go, right before it. Yeah,
okay.
just do it there.
This is out.
You're fine. You're fine. You're doing good. Perfect. And just do GPA1. Run it. Boom! The grandfather's name is Mike, other than just a little bit of, what's it called?
Spacing
Yeah,
error.
spacing errors. Run it again if you'd like. Save it. Run it.
Okay, give me a second.
Grandfather's name is Mike, and his age is 56, and he retired? False.
Can he retire?
Doesn't matter. That's who cares about the grammar. But the thing is, you wrote A, you wrote a proper toString method.
Yeah.
You know how to make the toString method. That's what it does. The key thing here is this. This was another test. Can you access age and name? You tried to. It didn't work. Then you used super. That doesn't work. We've inherited the get name method. We've inherited the get age. So that's the big thing about the AP is they are testing you to see can you use tools that are at your discretion.
Right.
Both of these are. Inheritance is basically a way of saying, how can I get all of this without copy and paste?
Right.
Everything that's here, you can do in here.
Okay. That's awesome.
So, okay, that's a method. So, again, what we just did is we covered the toString.
Should I make one more dude?
Using these. No, so what we're going to do now is we got to cover one more thing.
Okay.
Okay? Now, do we know what overloading is?
We discussed this. Overloading a method?
Overloading a method and overloading a constructor. Give me the description.
Oh, God. An overloaded constructor.
Or an overloaded method. They're the same thing.
Oh, same parameter.
Different. Nope. Same what?
Name. Name parameter.
Same name.
Different parameter.
There you go.
That's so
Same
close.
name, different parameter.
Yeah.
Oh, I swear, if you rewatch this is going to help you freaking epically. Please do.
I
Okay,
will.
so okay, so what's happening? So the good thing is you can show this to everybody else and be like, this is the attention that I get on a freaking basis. So what we're going to do now is this. We're going to do... So what I want you to do in the grandfather class, think of a method.
Okay.
And just as an example, and I want you to make a comment code after the toString.
Okay.
And just say, write a comment. Write a comment.
I'm just going to do it here.
Write a comment. Nope, not. You're still inside. After the toString method.
Oh.
Go outside of it. There you go. And just write, following are examples of overloaded methods. And I want you to give me an example of 2 overloaded methods. Create them any way you want. Remember, the return types don't matter. The return types can be different, and if the name and parameters are still the same, guess what? It's not an overloaded method. The return types have nothing to do with it.
So
for example, say I had public void get oatmeal, no parameters, and public string get oatmeal, no parameters. Does not work.
So it's same name, different parameters.
Same name, different parameters. The return types don't matter.
So
they can be the same or they can be different. It doesn't matter.
So it could be like get food.
So for example, public int get food, no parameters. Public int get food strings x. That is an overloaded method.
Okay.
You come up with 2 right now. You've got 2 minutes.
So am I making a new class?
No. Just 2 methods. You're making 2 overloaded methods. Same name, different parameters.
Okay. Just because. I don't know. Wait.
Food equals x.
Wouldn't it have to be...
What's food? Where's food? Did you make a variable called food?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't see it there. Okay. You could say food. I wouldn't say food equals x. I would say food plus equals x.
Oh, I'll just do this.
No, do that. No, okay. You'd have to say this dot food.
That's what I was gonna do.
Okay.
Ah.
Get food. Oh, you have to return.
Oh.
Yeah, you just have to return food.
Got you.
There you go.
Yeah.
You have 2 overloaded methods. Okay? So, if we were to call on them, right now food has nothing. So let's go ahead and in the constructor initialize food. So we'll do it right after the else.
Okay.
We'll do it over here.
Yeah.
And just say food equals.
Banana.
Let's just say null. There you go. So it's nothing right now. So go ahead and in the tester class,
Yeah.
do GPA dot
get food.
Yeah, do GPA dot get food, no parameters. You can call on it right there. See how you inherited? These are all your inherited methods. Run it. Should print out null. Boom. Now do cookies.
Where?
Inside. Because this is going to get passed here. Ah, it's a literal. You got to put it in quotes. There you go. Save it. Run it. Ooh, cookies.
Cookies.
There you go.
Like
that is an
cookies.
example of an overloaded method.
Overloaded method.
Okay. Same name, different parameters. Now, for example, you would use this. This would make a lot of sense, like if the tester class had user input, and if let's say they didn't answer anything for the food question, and we use get food, it would be null. But if let's say they answer that question, we would just take that variable and put it in here.
Okay.
Simple. So now the last thing that we're going to learn.
Yeah.
Method overriding.
Okay.
Okay? So we have overloading.
Yep.
Overriding is different. What I want you to do is now scroll down a little bit more. And after this food one, after the second one, right here, you're going to say this is an example of method overriding. Okay? So push enter. So this is an example of method overriding. So what you're going to do now is this. So if we scroll up,
Yep.
I'm going to just take a look at my father class. I've inherited the toString. I don't want to screw with that. Get age, I don't want to screw with that. Get name, I don't want to screw with that. Has work. I have no problem screwing with that.
Right.
Scroll down.
Yep.
What you're going to do now is this. Public void has work. It's good. Do you want to do it verbatim as you did the top one? Yep. Has work. Open parentheses, close parentheses. Now, stop. Right there. Push enter. The minute you open up this bracket, put your cursor here.
Yep.
Everything that was in the superclass is erased. So now do this. Just leave it as is. Once you open the bracket, everything is erased.
Okay.
Okay? So what I want you to do is this. So for example, highlight this. Highlight a public void has work. Highlight this just for right now. The whole thing. Just start it public. Get the bracket as well. Just highlight it. Go ahead. Command X. Command X for right now. Command save. And what I want you to do is where it says get age right here in this one,
Yeah.
put has work. Change it to the has work method. No, not inside. Not inside. Just from get age to has work.
Oh.
And open parentheses. There we go. Run it. Yeah, one too many. There you go. Run it. Run it again. Oh. It's a print statement anyway, so get rid of it. It doesn't need to be in a print line. No. So just get rid of the system.print line.
Oh, okay.
Get rid of all of that. Get rid of the parentheses. And add an opening parentheses here. No, you still need parentheses. There you go. Now run it, because it's a void. We're setting a parentheses. Okay? This stat works. See how it runs that perfectly?
Yeah.
Because it inherited. Paste what you had in there. Command save. Run it now.
Nothing. You erased it.
It has overridden it.
Got it.
The minute you open this bracket up,
Yes.
okay, everything that was in the superclass gets erased. So what I want you to do now is this. System.out.println. Actually do this. Do an if statement.
Okay.
And if retired, say this stat doesn't work.
Can I write if retired?
If retired, exactly. If retired. Nope. So, now here's the thing. Just say if retired. Go out of retired. If retired equals true. No, you're fine. If retired, open next, go push enter. And just say sys out.
Do I have to do that?
No. Remember, without a bracket, only the next statement is added. So if retired,
Yeah.
sys out. And just say this stat does not work. Or say this guy doesn't work. Yeah, something that this guy does not work. Okay, because this is going to read from the retired variable.
Okay.
Okay, now what we're going to do is this. So, run it. Save it and run it. Okay. Now you see how the grandfather is 56. Nothing's running. Change it to 66. There you go, right there. Change it to 66. That's fine. Save it, run it. This grandpa doesn't work.
Ooh, fancy.
No, but here's the thing that we're going to do.
Yeah.
Now, this is the use of super in a method. Now, what we're going to do is this. If retired, this is not print line, doesn't work. After this print statement here, go right here, you're in here,
yep.
Go here. Add an else. And what we're going to do is this. Hit enter, and you're going to say super dot has work. Open parentheses, close parentheses. Semicolon. Okay, now run your code. Okay. Now change it to 56. Run. Oh!
So if he is retired,
If
because
true, he doesn't work. Else,
he has work.
Super dot has work. What super means in this case, inside of a method, the way that it's used here.
Overriding.
No. What super says is, go back and run the method the way that it was run in the super class. Do everything that this method did in the super class. In this case, all dot has work had was a statement that said, he's working.
Got it.
We overrode the method and added a modification. Now here's the thing, and it's recorded, so I'm telling you, super is not always required. Say grandpa just, if he's retired, yada yada, I just want to just print out something else.
Right.
And he's definitely not working.
Right.
Okay? I don't have to use super.
Right.
And also a difference that I forgot to tell you, in a constructor, super always comes first. It is the first line.
Okay.
Hands down, always.
Got it.
In a method, so if you scroll down to the
method.
method.
Because here's our constructor.
And then super's right there. Now take a look. So here's another thing.
Yeah, I'm listening.
Okay, now scroll down. Super here. I can use this anywhere inside the method. I can use it right away. I can use it as a conditional. Do it after something. Again, what super in a method does is says, go to the super class. Go to the super class and do everything that way.
Okay.
Okay, and do everything the way that it was. So, for example, that one only had a print. Say it had 3 print statements in a for loop. It's gonna do those 3 print statements in a for loop.
Okay.
Okay. Let's say it has a parameter that it uses. This will need a parameter, and then it's gonna run that method with the way that the method uses that parameter.
Just like it said, this dad works.
Yes. So in this case, all this one says is this dad works. If retired, you just print out grandpa doesn't work. Let's say they're 56. That would be false. That has work.
Got it.
So here's your little mini assignment now.
Okay.
And here's the thing. So now grandpa, any object. So for example, I had car.
Right.
I could do luxury, economy, sport. 3 different models, all inheriting from car. And then from luxury, I could have luxury LSI, an even more fancier model that inherits from this one.
Right.
Okay, but these other 2 don't know that it is, so that's a sub-level of inheritance.
Okay.
I want you to make a great-grandfather class.
Okay.
And this is all I want you to do right now. Make a great-grandfather class that inherits from grandfather.
Okay.
It has no extra state variables. I want no errors. Okay? great grandpa. You can even call it GG Pa. You want to?
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
I made the class.
Yeah.
I didn't hear what you
What's
wanted
the
me to
rule?
ask. Well,
When you have inheritance, what's the rule? If the superclass, so the superclass is just the class.
Am I making any variables? Sorry.
Nope, you're not making any state variables.
So we're just gonna do this. We're gonna do public grandfather.
Nope.
What do you mean? Great GGP. Sorry.
There you go. Slow down.
GG pa. Open parentheses. Soup. What?
Does the go ahead go up a little bit? Does grandfather accept parameters in its constructor?
Yes.
So you have to accept parameters as well. See how it says grandfather int age string name?
Oh, so I need
You
to
have
put
to
int
you have to inherit
age
that as well.
String name. How about Boolean retired?
So you can so what you can do is go ahead and just say Boolean retired. And go ahead.
Go ahead and
Use
my super and write age name.
Okay, actually now here's the thing. Scroll actually you don't need retired.
Okay.
But what we're gonna do is this, just so I can show you. So we are gonna make a state variable.
Okay.
Okay? Make a state variable, great grandfather. We're gonna say private string
Wrinkles.
Wrinkles, yes or no? That would be Boolean, yes or no?
String
Private string
baby food. Just is baby food.
Why baby? Let's do private string
Old.
let's do retirement home.
So depressing.
Or let's say home.
Nurse.
Okay, now, so what you're going to do is, rather than Boolean retired at the end, do string home.
Okay.
Okay. Nope.
I got you, I know. I got you.
And now,
This home equals home.
very good. Now, giving you a heads up.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So now whenever we call on the great-grandfather, he is going to be able to do everything that the father could do.
Right.
But since he's inheriting from this, so basically, scroll up. So grandpa can get age, get name, okay? And if we go down, he has a, scroll up a little bit.
Retire.
He has a get retired method. He has, now here's the thing. The toString method you always want to override. You see how we overrode the toString method here?
Mm-hmm.
We always want to override this as well. Okay? And then he's getting, and then he's got the get food. He's got the get food, and he has a modified has work. He inherits all of this that's in here, along with whatever wasn't overridden in that class. So if we actually go here and make a GPP, make a GPP A object.
Oh, okay.
And remember, this takes 3 parameters. We'll say 80, or 100, John, and home.
Oh, me and...
Say LA. Okay, put it in quotes. It's a string. Very good. Okay. Command S, or close. Okay. Now, do this. Hit enter.
Yep.
Hit enter. Hit ggpa1 dot. Take a look at what he has.
Age.
Get age. Get food with 2 parameters. Get name. Get retired. has worked. Scroll down more. Okay? toString, etc., etc. He's inherited everything.
Right.
Okay? Change this to pops dot.
Pops is only gonna have 2.
Pops, let's take a look. Pops dot. Okay. Oh wait, that's the name of the array list.
Father 1. Father 1.
Father. Okay, let's just do father 1 now. They only have get age, get
name,
has
yeah.
work. That's it.
We've inherited a lot, Grandpa.
Exact great grandfather has.
GG-pa.
So that's what's happening with inheritance. So what I want you to do now, the last thing I want you to do, write a toString method for the great grandfather.
Okay. That's my water. Okie dokie.
Whew, we're crushing it right now. How you feeling?
Good. Love what?
My vacuum sealer. I bought this salmon 3 days ago, or almost a week ago. Take a look how fresh it is, how red it is. Ah!
You making it?
Not today. I have chicken that I have to cook, so I'm gonna make today. I'm gonna cook for my breakfast for tomorrow. This chicken here.
Yay. Yay, I did it.
All right. Great job. Okay.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah. Good job.
Do you want to airdrop the video to me?
I was gonna airdrop it, or I can YouTube it. It's up to you.
You should airdrop
Okay. All right. Open up your laptop.
Maybe.